Morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm a morning person. I just can't help it. Okay, this is important. I want to be famous, not for the reasons you think. I want to be famous because it's important what my teachers teach. You see, my teachers are more about the next phase, the next awakening, as everybody's saying online now. And that's what they teach from. See my books? I'm going to be talking about them. Okay, I wish I were famous. The teachers have helped me so much. And I know it's not only for me, but everybody could use the help. Short one, not intro. There came a time I was sent to school. I ran into the 10 teachers. I was sent to school because I was lost. I wanted to kill somebody who had hurt my daughter. And instead of killing, I learned how to live. I wanted to hurt him. I learned healing. And that's what the teachers did for me. And these lessons are very important. So the teachers look at things differently. I'm still human. They would say things like, "And what have you learned?" And I would say something like, "Have you learned nothing?" That's the difference between us. I'm still a work in progress. Anyway, this is the third go round. This is the third time. And it's important to know that you have learned from the other times. And it's like a shadow, it's like a gripping from the past that the grip of the old ways are trying to come through again. And we simply can't let that be. So, have you learned nothing? Okay. The third book, oops, We the People. See, I wrote my book, Only Me, Confessions from the Closet. And then I wanted to write the 100 lessons from the closet because a lot of their lessons are applicable and useful to everybody. And then the third book, they wanted it written. It's We the People. And in this book, the main difference between old world and new world, or the woke and need to wake up people, is that there are no leaders. We, the people, are the leaders. We work together, and that's the eighth chakra, which is included in the first book. And the eighth chakra is all about unity, and I love the unity that I'm seeing now. The USA it set the example. 50 states, and not one war between states. Isn't that wonderful? Now, in the old days, is the European nations fought with each other for years and years. I'll fight you, you fight me, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of it. I mean, the United States set the example of no wars, of no taking over. And can you imagine Michigan saying that somebody's trying to take our Upper Peninsula? They want it, so they're going to take it. Nah, it ain't going to happen. We've learned unity. We've learned to get along. And what's great now is Europe is enjoying the unity now. They finally learned. And they're acting as in unicism against the old school, those that need to wake up yet. But I think that they will learn. Now, the example of the United States is about freedom. When we came to the New World, it was different. There's freedom. There was no real freedom in the old world or in the old ways. But we have freedom. And so we brought a new element to the world. And the opposite of freedom is control. And that's what the old world had before. Now, the evolution between the two, between freedom and the control, between the old and the new, takes time. That's why we're here. Because what growth takes time. It's not a thing. Growth takes time. So it's about time that we expand on freedom. And people look to the US as the leader, as something to strive for. And they are learning that the freedom, the wanting to be free of somebody who would just take a territory because they want it. And I know we have an old schooler here who wants the same thing, but we in the United States are fighting our battle, just like in Europe, you're fighting your battle. Okay, now another difference is that here we are seekers, we are explorers, we try different things, we're doing different things than the old schoolers. And the old schoolers just had to obey, they had to follow, because that's what leadership was all about back then. But times have changed. It is no longer just about the leaderships. So let us learn. Now, one thing here the leaders touched on earlier is that truth. Truth to be told. They're very careful in how they word things. Now, truth to be told. No shame or blame. That's another thing they've often repeated. Truth to be told by the old schoolers to set them free is to learn to just say, yep, that was old school. UFOs are real. There is a truth to be told, and we're ready to tell it. Now, there's another thing they're ignoring is the shift. Yes, there's going to be a shift in both the mindset and the next step that the teachers are trying to get us to listen to. Okay, there is a shift. Now, all this hullabaloo with the color orange is keeping us from paying focus on the shift. Yes, the world is going to go through mass changes. I mean, they think that it's not real and they're like ignoring it. I'm not looking. I got blinders on. I can't see anything on the other side. The other side are the free people. I can't see that. I've got blinders on. Okay. Anyway, all this hullabaloo is keeping us from focusing on the shift. And had we focused on it earlier, we could have alleviated a lot of the problems that the shift is going to do, because all the mitigating factors that we wanted to implement, it's too late. It's going to come. The only thing now we could do is mitigate on how devastating it will be to everyone, because it is going to come. People will need to move if they want to live. The world is changing. And it's done this before. It's no kind of punishment that foolish religions tell us. It is just time. It is time to change again. The earth itself is a living being, and it's about to change and shift and be different, as it has many times before. So, along with this change is the change of religions. Now, religions have a truth to tell, a truth to be told. They could also light up the world by saying the truth. You know, you don't have there are problems with religions, and the population that believes in them is going away. Now, there's the people with the blinders on who will only listen to the religion because they don't want to go to hell. There is no hell, none. But what the old schoolers work on is fear. And so if they give you something to fear, then they can control you and make you behave the way they want. Well, those days are done. It's time to wake up. The same with the government. There are truths to be told. They can start with UFOs because they are real. I mean, we are not the only ones in this great universe. That's part of a shift, too, and understanding that the world shifted when the United States was, when the new world was found, because then it's like our visions expanded, our understanding of things expanded. And the same is true with the UFOs. Our understanding will be expanded. We don't have those blinders on anymore. But we are woke. We're willing to move the blinders. But there are those who just can't accept it. And they need to wake up. They don't have to. I mean, they can smack the clock and get 10 more minutes sleep, just like we do, huh? But eventually you have to wake up. I mean, it's just that simple. You can't sleep forever. And eventually, so much information will be told, to be told, that you will be able to wake up finally. It is good to be woke. It is bad to be old school. Um, I am definitely not old school, but it's sort of like on Facebook. Remember Throwback Thursdays? The old schoolers are like Throwback Thursday. Throw it out. That's what I say. Throw it out. Because you can't go back to the past. I mean, it's impossible. Each era is created by what is going on in that era. And the era coming up will set new things. So the eras that created the old school way don't exist anymore. So we're going to move on. The difference now is the step up or the next level, which is religion growing into spirituality. That's what I jokingly say that I'm a Jedi, because I do believe in the force or the spirit within you. So spirituality, it is strange in religions. I'm telling you, I grew up in a Catholic environment. And when I was young, I could do things because I was born psychic. And I never lost that because my old man, my guide is with me still, my invisible friend, helped me stay true, plus a couple near death experiences. But what also helped is that as I was growing up in the Catholic faith, my family was really big about Fatima and Garabandella, I think it was, where Jesus came. Oh, Padre Pia, all the spiritually gifted people that were good enough to be accepted by the Catholic faith. Well, anyone outside of the faith who had any kind of spiritual talents were put down, burned at the stake, killed. I remember a life gone by where I was killed because I had the talent. But we'll get into that later. So I kept my spiritual side inside of me and I kept it quiet, because if you have these abilities and you're born in the 50s, it's not a safe thing to come out. But I am out of the closet now. Oh, wait, commercial. Confessions from the closet. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Now we traveled through the eighth where we're learning unity, and it is a plus, a big plus. And so we're learning that the heart chakra is not the last chakra. It is very powerful. We shouldn't lose it. It allows us to move forward with and into unity, because otherwise you just want what you want. And so we're able to move into unity. Now, with spirituality, you're going to the 12th, which is understanding, where you can speak of what have you learned instead of what were you thinking. It's a much calmer place. I'm many times there. Other times I just want to have fun and say, what were you thinking? So the 12th is understanding, and in that understanding is forgiveness. That's why it's been so difficult for everybody to forgive. When you can understand the other side. Now, when I had my NDEs, the review of your life isn't just a review, it's a data dump into the all. And when you are data dumped in, you can actually access the others. And so that's what spirituality is like, because you can see how the others are. And so it's spiritually awake. And that is when you start going in there, you become one, you become part of the one. Now, when I went all the way to the light, I understood more. It was one, it was God or Goddess. And oh, it is a new way of being, and we are one step closer to it now. And it is my hope that you will understand. Yes, I'm woke, and I certainly hope the others wake up, because the blinders have to come off. One thing's when my guides start, they start with with greetings. That's how they kind of knock at the door and start talking to me. And as they leave, they say, all for now. And so, all for now. Have a great day, and may the force be with you. Commercial.